We are plowing snow, we're salting, and we'll probably be doing a lot of that this week. We do salt delivery this afternoon. My thought, in order to keep you apprised as to what was going on, because I know for Dick Ray, when he's out plowing, it's very difficult for him to answer the phone, and it slows him down. He has to stop to do it. So we're in contact. He calls me before he goes out. I get a call from the sheriff's office. What I would like to propose is that I can either send you an email or a text message either to you or to all of the trustees to let you know that we are out. So if you're getting calls from your neighbors, if you're getting calls from residents, you would have that information kind of right away. So live update as to what we're doing and where we are. And I just think because of that. Sounds great. So if all the trustees would like that, I can do it all at once. As sometimes it's 4 o'clock in the morning, so if your email beeps, you might want to not have it next to your bed.
So do we have consensus that we would like to? Thank you.
What is how are things going?
Up until 5 o'clock this afternoon, we were pretty clear. I drove around with some of the guys this afternoon and this morning, and salt that we had made yesterday, we're still in the residential areas today, so that was pretty clear. After what we've had in the last hour, 2 hours, I'm sure we'll be salting. If Mr. Ray's not out right now, he will be soon. It's very difficult to solve rush hour in the morning between really kind of 7 to 10 and in the evening from 4 to 7. There's really not much use in us being out there because the trucks can't move forward.
Just intersections, or is there a more liberal application of the salt?
We've been doing the main roads, East Orange, Vale, all the commercial districts on a very regular basis, and then as the guys come in early in the morning, we get to the residential areas. We haven't had a lot of plowing, really snow removal, so we've been doing the courts pretty much with the rest of it. So to date, I really haven't had any complaints from anyone. I actually had one comment from someone that I know in Orange Township that said, I was going to call you to give you a hard time that my court wasn't done, and I went out after warming up my car, and there you were. So that was 5 o'clock in the morning. So the guys are
all
out.
the trucks are in good working order.
Yes. So we should have the title to the new truck this week or next week, which will allow me to get out there as well and to start with the courts in some of the residential areas with them. And other than that, all the trucks are in good operating condition, and everybody's running.
Ms. Hugh, before you leave,
Yeah.
you still have plans to go for a CDO?
Yes, sir. Tomorrow afternoon, I go back to my
Okay.
ranger.
Just double check. Okay. Any other questions for?
That's weather contingent.
Right.
Given what we're dealing with on
Right.
campus.
Right. Are there any other questions from the board for Ms. Hugh? Okay. Good. On our template, the next thing up here, it says public safety report, but on my agenda, it has park report. So let's go with the park report. That is what's on the agenda. What we have here is, the only item of business we have is a then now purchase order to CPM, Columbus Pool Management, for $2,800. Just some comments real quick. We've been working with Columbus Pool Management since August to straighten out some various billing issues that have been discovered by our Maintenance and Parks Director, Hugh. You may remember at our last trustees meeting on December 21, there was some confusion regarding a PO and supporting invoices surrounding a payment to Columbus Pool Management. I believe that you're all in receipt of a memo from Ms. Hugh in which she attempts to outline the history and clear up the confusion on this PO. In a nutshell, we received 2 invoices from CPM. One was for a portion of June. The amount was $36.40. The other was for July. Initially, it was also $36.40. There were then some adjustments made to the July invoice, and the amount of the PO, which the trustees originally received for July, was reduced to $33.60. At our December 7th meeting, before the agenda was finalized, we pulled the July PO because further adjustments were necessary. At the December 7th meeting, we approved the June PO for $36.40. And by the time the July PO was received by the trustees a second time for our December 21 meeting, it had been reduced again to $2,800. That is the PO that we need to approve this evening. I also want to make mention that there will be yet another invoice correction coming from CPM that we'll have to deal with at an upcoming meeting regarding a furniture order. And that will be a correction upward that I'll discuss more fully at that time. Also, would like my colleagues to know that we've recently held a meeting with CPM in which we were clear that we were not happy with the error rate with which we receive bills, and that they need to work more closely with us in avoiding these sorts of errors in the future. It's the error rate, which includes incorrect billing, incomplete billing, and questionable billing that all relate to the time lag between invoice receipt and invoice payment. They've agreed to implement better communications, better processes, and controls to correct these situations moving forward in the future. That being said, are there any questions regarding the PO? Okay. I move that we authorize issuance of a then and now purchase order to Columbus Pool Management in the amount of $2,800 for additional lifeguards for the month of July 2009.
Second. Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Mr. Cassidy? Yes. Mr. Quigley?
Yes.
Okay. We also have the North Orange Aquatic Center rules and regulations before us. You've all received copies of that, gentlemen?
Yes.
Okay.
There changes?
Are there any changes? Are there any questions?
Have there been any changes to
Yeah,
those regulations?
I've not had any complaints or any issues or requests from either CPM or anyone else to add or modify those rules.
Is there any need with the new pool addition, with the new pool?
They're pretty generic about listening
Generic,
to
yeah.
the lifeguards and not being in the diving well, and not being in the slide, and not using that specific piece of equipment, so.
Okay. Any further questions? Seeing none, I move that we adopt the following North Orange Aquatic Center rules and regulations as permanent. I know I don't have to read them all, but they're as presented in the template. So moved.
Second.
Mr. Katz?
Yes.
Mr. Cassidy?
Yes.
Mr. Quigley?
Yes.
Okay. I think with that, we're ready for our public safety report. Thank you, Ms. Hugh. Appreciate it. Okay. Good evening, Chief.
Good evening.
Okay. And then good evening,
I'm
Assistant
ready
Chief.
for a long day.
Yes. I see that we have first up on the agenda a discussion of our IT provider. Would you like to address that first?
First, let me thank Mr. Katz for his remarks. It's been a pleasure working with you as well. And I do feel we've accomplished quite a bit over the last few years. Thank you. We had 4 candidates. They provided us with proposals based on our request